Hi, this is Roman, and today I'm going to be sharing an activity that you could use to introduce the idea of the area of sectors. This activity is a desmos activity, and it's actually created by desmos. So, getting right into it, the first slide here um, gives students the fact that the area of a circle is 20 square units in this given diagram, and then it would ask students to drag the black point to create an area with 8 units. So they're getting an idea of what the area of a sector is just by playing around with it. So here they might think that 10 is half, so let's go a little bit less. And they can click submit to see how close they got. It looks like I got it correct. I wonder how rare that is, that it's perfectly correct. Um, and again, similar idea here for the second slide, only this time a little bit more difficult. Area of the circle is 7 square units, and they want you to create a sector with 2 square units. So again, students will most likely think, well, halfway is about 3.5, so we want a little bit more than a quarter, possibly. And it gives students instant feedback telling them where their sector that they created is compared to the correct answer, which is great feedback for them to learn from when being introduced to the area of a sector. From there, one very nice thing that happens is Desmos created a page for the average error, and this compares the whole class's average error to the student, um, to give them a sense of where they stood. Each of these are individual, but you will see as a teacher how they pop up. So from there, this next part has students give that we have a circle with an area of 4 square units, and they want to drag the black point to create a sector with an area of 3 square units, right? So now, a little bit different, we have the degrees. So now students are organically figuring out the purpose of the degrees within the area of a sector to really identify that piece of a circle, right? And if I'm at 4, again, I'm purposely going to put that to show the feedback that it's going to give, right? So it's going to tell me my sector is too large by 14%. And there's one more sample here where it says the area of the circle is 30 square units. Drag the point to create a sector with an area of 6 square units, right? And what might a student decide to do here, right? If they go halfway or 180, they may start identifying that 180 over 360 represents half the circle. And that's only 15 units, right? Maybe 90 degrees of the circle, it's still not where we want to be, right? Because half of 15 is still not 6. So maybe a little bit less. And it's great because they're estimating at this point, right? And they're getting a sense of the area of a sector without doing the calculations yet. So they're building that anticipation for the correct way to solve it. And again, in this case, you could see that it describes all the average errors that happen amongst each challenge that came upon. And again, it's allowing students to describe their strategies. And they're going to get to describe how maybe that angle played a part for challenge 3 and challenge 4. So here's where things get interesting in the 5th challenge. And it all starts coming together slowly. Students are told that the area of the circle is 40 square units, and for an angle, they're asked to answer an angle without the degree symbol to create a sector with an area of 17 square units. So again, the beauty of having the Desmos calculator, we could type in a fraction like 17 over 40, right? And then I can multiply it by the 360 degrees because I want that. That's that piece. 17 is the piece out of the 40, but we want it with respect to degrees. So that's why we multiply it by 360 to get the piece of the circle that it is. And then if I click submit here, it is going to draw exactly what I asked it to. And it gives me my instantaneous feedback by telling me that my sector is exactly 17 units. And I think this is a great way to introduce this topic to students, where they get to investigate and dive into the content without giving them the formula to introduce the lesson to them, but really letting them organically get to it and build that interest for it. Let's take a look at one more sample here. So here you're told that the area of the circle is 15 units and you want to create a sector with an area that's 13 square units. So here would be 13 over 15 times the 360 degrees. And also they're going to be noticing how compared to that first one, this area encompasses more of the circle. So it should be a larger portion of the circle with 312 degrees. And again, that instantaneous feedback is right there. So let's do a sample where we're incorrect. And should a student be incorrect, they're told they're incorrect so they could fix their answer until they get it. So this is the Desmos lesson that I will be sharing. I think it's, again, a great way to introduce the sector area topic for a first day.